The history of social media marketing. It's amazing how quickly it's changed in a relatively short amount of time. Back when I first started using computers, they looked more like this. It was a big, huge box, and it gave you white text against an ugly green screen. And it was very basic, and that's what there was. Even our games were text-based, and it was very basic. We had a magazine that came out once a month, and it would have pages of hard code in it, and you would enter that into your computer to be able to create a new game. It was very exciting. I'm glad we've come a ways from there. Looking at the timeline that all took place is really not that long. My brother was in college at University of Maine, and he was working on the internet with other people in a school with the government. And the first thing that they built was a bulletin board system. Well, actually, even before that, they were communicating back and forth via text string. And you would type in 2 or 3 lines of code, and then your message, and then 2 or 3 lines of code, and then send. And if you were lucky, it made it across the great abyss and got to the other person. But it was fascinating that it could even be done. This was way before fax machines. So the bulletin board system allowed you to post something up there, and then someone else could post a message back. It was asynchronous, and it was slow-moving, but it was something, and it was fun. Then AOL came, and you had your first visual interface. That was about the same time, or thereabouts, that Microsoft Office introduced, stole, pirated, borrowed, reinvented, anyway, the Apple system so that it was a visual interface instead of a text-based. AOL Instant Messenger, 1997, and the first social media interaction site, 6 Degrees, didn't live all that long, but that was the first, I guess the first Facebook, you could say. Yahoo launched in 1999 along with Microsoft Instant Messenger. Then we had Wikipedia. Up until then, we either used books or we used something called Encarta, and every year Encarta would send out you could buy a new set of discs for the new year with new information. Friendster launched in 2002, so did LinkedIn. MySpace was launched in 2003, and that's also when Skype came to be. It was really rough back then, and the images basically were still images because it would lock up so much you couldn't do anything. Also in 2003 was WordPress, and you could actually start creating websites. They were very basic websites. Picture, text. You could create a line, italics, bold, very, very basic. Facebook, 2004. And Flickr came into being. Flickr was one of the first places you could store pictures. YouTube, shortly after that, that was really fun. Back when it first started, you would just sit, I guess I still do it, but it was, wow, there's video on here, and I can watch an actual video. It was a little rougher than it is now, but it was fun. Twitter launched in 2006. It's still vacillating between success and failure even now. Also in 2006, Google bought YouTube. Smart company. Tumblr was launched. Friend feed. The hashtag debuts on Twitter in 2007. Messed with the pound sign from that point forward. Foursquare launched in 2009. Facebook introduced the like button, and that was a great time to be able to finally directly and quickly interact without having to take time to type something. Pinterest and Instagram were launched, and crafters across the world united. Snapchat, Twitch TV. Facebook bought Instagram in 2011 as well. Twitch TV was bought by Amazon. 2012 is Tinder. 2013 Vine. Oculus VR was bought by Facebook. And the current round of activities are focusing primarily on virtual reality and augmented reality. And marketers are trying to figure out how they can use those mediums in marketing. So we've started seeing some games, you've started seeing some headsets available. In fact, in class we're going to be playing with Oculus Go. If you have time to stop by, I'll let you know when we're going to be doing it. We're also hoping to bring in a virtual reality developer to talk about what that person sees as the future. I'll be recording that and posting it for you, but if you'd like to come to class, I'll let you know when it's going to be running. Here's a look at what AOL used to look like, and that was when Instant Messenger was absolutely new and exciting, and you could actually narrow down the focus of what you wanted to look like, and you could customize the channels of things that you were interested in. And it was one of the first attempts at social media marketing, because you were able to limit your travel money or your marketing money to those interested in travel, or limit your marketing money to those with children, just advertise in the families area. So it allowed you to target your money in a specific way. Banner ads were also introduced, so you could see things on the side. Even today, banner ads are very popular. Back in 2011, there was approximately, about 150 different technology-related sites for social media marketing. Everything from automation to gaming to display ad management, a lot of different areas of focus. That was just 2011. As of April of last year, we're at over 7,000. Just amazing. So I anticipate over the next, probably 5 years. I don't think it'll take longer than that. These numbers are going to go down, because I think a lot of the companies that are in place are going to start cannibalizing each other. There's a lot of room for the different companies, but I do think some of the larger players will buy out some of the smaller ones so that you have a more specific way to focus. Same thing for virtual reality. Right now, one set of glasses works for this, or this software. It's kind of like Wii versus different kinds of PlayStations or game players on television. You have to buy software for that specific publisher, and I think that will go down as more universal technologies are adopted. Anyway, that's a quick overview of the history of social media marketing. It's kind of rough, but it's just to give you an idea of how quickly it's changing and growing. It's very likely that if you want to work in social media marketing, the job that you might end up doing hasn't even been invented yet. So at this point, it's just getting the groundwork set so that you can be prepared to grow and change.